Life, the 20, what is it, the 25th or the 26th episode? I've lost count. But anyway, welcome to this episode. Listen, please like, share, comment, give us some feedback. Let us know what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show. We don't have thin skin. We won't get offended. We want to make it as good as we possibly can. And we want to make it as enjoyable for you as we possibly can. The important thing, if you're going to give us a little bit of your time, is that you are happy and you enjoy it and you had fun. So like, share, and comment. And without further ado, I'm going to bring on Ed McMahon. No, I mean, not Ed McMahon.
Yes, so
Rick Bradshaw, the great creator, photographer. The man can take a picture and turn it into a masterpiece.
Wow, that's quite a compliment. Holy cow.
Well, I remember sending you a picture one time and I said, there's nothing I can do with this. It doesn't work. And you sent it back to me and I'm going, wow.
Yeah.
So, hey, I always remember that.
There's other guys that can do much better than me, but those are fun to edit.
They're not my friends.
No. They can be if you want.
Yeah. I'll reach out to them. Yeah, you having a good week?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I am. Yeah. It's going by quick, which I guess is good and bad at the same time. But
mine's been amazing. I haven't even been able to catch a breath because there's so much going on. But I'm thankful and I'm doing what I can and I'm enjoying myself and
good
for the most part, and that's the best we can do. Amen.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So did you bring anything to show?
I have one figure to show, so I'm going to spend a few minutes on it. I won't go too long. And this is kind of goes along with what we were talking about last week.
Okay.
So what I have is this is the Star Ace Steve McQueen Great Escape figure.
Oh my goodness.
All right. And this is him in all his glory. And what I said about this figure was it was one of the best head sculpts of Steve McQueen. And it truly is. It really captures him.
Yeah, it looks just like him to me. I like it.
Yeah. And super accurate clothing, has his, Virgil hilts.
Amazing. Yeah.
Right.
And the glove and the ball is neat too. I mean, that's a nice little extra, isn't it?
Yeah, the ball is loose, but it fits tightly in his hand. And
right.
the glove is interesting as see the hand? That's part of the glove. You just pop the whole thing off and then you can you just pop a different hand on instead of like the glove trying to fit over the hand.
Yeah, that it's works
nice
really
touch.
Yeah. Nice touch.
And he's got some nice articulation. He's got double jointed elbows and double jointed knees, really nice. And what
really neat.
What this figure came with, of course, I got the deluxe figure.
But so you got the motorcycle too?
No, but what he did come with, and this is the cool thing, there's two versions of this figure. One's just the Steve McQueen with some extra hands and stuff. And the deluxe version comes with his German disguise when he steals the motorcycle.
Oh my goodness.
So there's a replica of his outfit that he wears in the movie.
Amazing. Right? It doesn't look like you even ever took it out yet either.
No, I didn't.
Way to go.
And what he comes with is, the extra hands. Let's see if I can show them. This one actually has a movie accurate ring.
A ring. Yeah.
But check this out. Talk about details. They give you bare feet.
Awesome.
Because in the scene where him and Ives do their mole escape, when they get captured and he comes back, he's wearing his boots across his neck. He's got them tied over his neck, and I think he's in stocking feet, but he's barefoot. So they put the bare feet in there, and
then they gave you the boots.
Lastly, here's the duffel bag that he carries in the beginning, and you're not going to be able to see these, but what he's got here is one's a watch that he wears in the movie. And the other little piece, which you cannot see, I'm not going to take it out because it's tiny, but it's a little tiny St. Christopher's medal. And he did not wear that in the movie, but McQueen regularly wore one in real life. So they threw it in as an extra, which I thought was kind of neat.
Yeah.
So the ultimate, Steve McQueen figure. Who didn't want G.I. Joe to be Steve McQueen? I know
No.
I did.
No, I love it. I love it.
But
Absolutely love it.
That's all I got. I took enough time up.
Well, the thing that I found at Monkey Depot a few years ago, I found the podium that Martin Luther King spoke the famous speech at, and they had that for sale for $15. Now that was originally selling for hundreds of dollars, but apparently nobody wanted it because they break everything up in pieces. Yeah. So I bought that podium, and when I clicked on it, down at the bottom it says things that go with this. They had the peace medal, the medal that they gave him as winning the Nobel Peace Prize. So I got that too. And I only paid $1 for the medal, and it looks just like it, just like a real Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, it's amazing. And I went to Joe Lana this past week.
Yeah.
And I picked up this.
Oh, a masterpiece. Yeah.
And it is amazing. It doesn't look like it's ever been touched. I got the Marine because, well, if you got to choose anybody, you choose a Marine, right?
Yeah.
So I got the Marine, and I also picked up this guy who I'm thinking he's supposed to be an engineer in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Because he came with the chainsaw.
Oh yeah, I remember that figure. Yeah.
Came with the chainsaw. It when you pull the little thing, it even makes noise. I mean,
Makes, yeah.
And then one other thing that I was able to find is the 2017 Joe Lanta figure. Found this.
Wow.
And he comes with a vintage head. He's got, all the mountain climbing stuff here, the pitons and the rope. Just amazing, amazing figure. Awesome.
Very cool.
So it was absolutely a good trip. Well, now to our guests. We've talked about 8 minutes here, took up a little bit of time, but we've got a good guest here. Keith.
Stacy says he's got his internet back.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can check his message. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I got a message. Hey guys, he says, I've got internet again. Wow. Yeah. Listen, our guest tonight is Keith Ward, and he makes amazing dioramas. Welcome, Keith.
Well, hi guys. I'm glad to be back.
How you doing, Keith?
I'm doing good.
Good.
So you want to tell us a little bit about what you've been doing lately?
Well, I think the last time I talked to everybody, I was talking to you guys. Paul, my Boomsboro fort is really coming along good.
I can't wait to see that.
And what's crazy, I got to be able to switch it out. So I'm going to be able to remove part of it, put in a wire cage, and on the gate, I could flip around Boomsboro and I've got Stalag 17 on the other side. So
Oh,
when you're
man.
talking about Steve McQueen, I went, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. Tell him it is. So I don't have him, but I'm going to be able to put that stuff in there because I've got a few of the pilots and everything from World War II, and I got a couple of the German guards. So that is going to be a real nice one too.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah. Now you just need what was Colonel Klink. You need Colonel Klink and
Colonel Clank and Sergeant Schultz.
Sergeant Schultz.
I know nothing.
I know
Yeah.
that.
Those figures are available. They are
They are
available.
available. Yeah.
That's
You
one
know,
of
the
those,
thing that,
those one
Go
of those
ahead.
things where I write it down and I put, that'll be a Christmas present. That'll be a birthday present. So I got to
right,
be careful buying stuff like that.
right.
I had Hogan, but I got rid of the body and I tried to make a Von Ryan's Express using the outfit. I tried to find a figure that resembled Frank Sinatra.
Oh, really?
He's somewhere in the pile.
Yeah.
What, you still got the body somewhere?
I think I got rid of the Hogan body, and I still have, because he came with this nice leather jacket. You know, the outfit was great.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
So I used a dragon figure that kind of resembled Frank
Was
Sinatra.
that a sideshow figure?
Yeah, Hogan was sideshow. The Hogan's Heroes were sideshows. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So now the last toy show I went to, they had a huge Barbie section, and of course they had Elvis Presley, and they had a lot of other figures in there. I just wondering if he wouldn't show up in there since he's a singer,
They did Sinatra, but he was a young Sinatra,
a young Sinatra. Okay,
like from the 50s or whenever he started.
yeah,
And,
Right.
I actually used that figure. I used the outfit and I made a Vincent Price Last Man on Earth, because he's got a jacket and he's got the sweater that Vincent Price wears. Came out great. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
somewhere
you
in the
showed that. You showed us a few weeks ago, didn't you? That was one of the ones you highlighted a few weeks ago.
what did I? What was it?
I thought you showed us the Last Man on Earth a few weeks ago.
Oh, that was the Charlton Heston version. This is the.
Oh, you made two of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's 3 movies, 3 different movies.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and I'm not going to get the Will Smith version. He doesn't belong in my collection. Sorry.
I go along with that one with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, what got you started building dioramas, Keith?
You know, I'm really not sure. Once I started collecting the GI Joes and stuff, and I started, getting outside, I thought, man, I need this to build on there, or I need that, and then I started working on the GI Joes with the Jeeps and the pillboxes and stuff like that. And one day, we got something through the mail, and I got a before and an after of it. Big old cardboard, plexiglass.
Okay.
And I thought,
Yeah.
you know what? That would make a perfect pillbox.
Yeah, it sure does. Wow.
So
Amazing.
it's just little stuff like that, and then I got my cave clan. They're a hoot to play with. Gee whiz, they're so much fun. Get the dinosaurs, and remember when I went to St. Louis, we're doing the dinosaurs, so I filmed every dinosaur and I added them in with the displays and the dioramas. They came out really, really cool. I couldn't believe
They
it.
did. They did.
And we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that.
The first time I saw that, and you had that big Tyrannosaurus, I thought that was one of the action figure toys from Jurassic Park or something. I didn't realize you had filmed the real full size one.
The only one I didn't get a good picture of, my grandson and I, we were walking out towards the end, and they had one. Well, this thing would actually spit water. And he's laughing at me. He says, "Grandpa, that just missed the back of your head. It just sprayed clear across the walk. I missed it." didn't even see the thing. It just sprayed under, and he's laughing. Some guy in the stroller, he's laughing. And my wife says, "What's so funny?" And I said, "I think I almost got poisoned by a giant lizard."
Who knows where that water's been?
Oh yeah, especially down there. But you know, we went through their gift shop and everything like that. And you think I could find a mammoth? They didn't have a mammoth one, nothing.
No.
I was trying to find something, you know, a 1/6 scale.
I have a mammoth.
Did you find one?
It's not 1/6 scale though.
Is it a baby one?
What scale is it? There, Rick. What scale is it, Rick?
I'll show you.
Oh, it looked like he went after it.
Okay.
This is one of the. This is a chap me thing.
Oh,
Okay.
oh! If they'd have just made that a little bigger, it would have been perfect.
It's 1/18 scale, so it fits the little 4-inch guys.
The little
But
Joes,
it's
yeah.
pretty neat. I think his head
It is
moves.
neat. It is neat.
Now that would fit good on a background, setting back a little farther back between your brush and your trees,
Yeah,
and have it coming towards you.
yeah. I got
Yeah.
another one. I built a saddle for him, so he's got the reins and everything, and little guy can sit on him.
The little guy sits on it. So you're working on the Boonesboro.
Working on the Boonesboro, getting all the wood. That takes a long time to cut them little things. That's a lot of wood.
Are you going to build a cabin?
Yes. I got part of a cabin built, and I've got plenty of toothpicks, and I've got plenty of popsicle sticks, and they're great for the roast and the side and stuff like that. And some of the figures that I got from a long time ago were from that period, so they're going to fit in real good. So that and a couple of the Indians, I made them a Huron. Some of the older GI Joes, you know, I didn't have enough uniforms, so I'd get online and see what the colors are of some of those Indians, sit out in the sunroom, have a cup of coffee with a couple of felt tone markers, and paint away. So we got a couple Indians there. So, but it's going to be, once the fort is built up and the pioneers are coming in, they're going to have a day where the Indians attack.
Right.
So that's already set up in the making. So I've already took some pictures of those guys, and all I have down there is captured by the Indians. They didn't make it quite to Boonesboro. So, but
How
that
many
one turned
Indians?
out right.
How many Indians you have, if you don't mind telling me, Keith? How many Indians you have?
I just made 2.
Just 2. Okay.
I made two. And then with a Pacific diorama I had with the Japanese planes flying and stuff like that, I found the Maori Indians, or the Maori Indian tribe. The Maori.
Oh yeah.
So I made one of him, detailing all the circles and stuff around the eyes and the arms and stuff like that. And I've got him all set up with his clothes and everything. And I had 2 dark colored Barbies from my granddaughter. Perfect long hair, straight hair. I did the same thing with them. So there's actually 3 of them. And they'll be at the beach welcoming the American troops coming on shore.
Neat.
That'll be a good one too. That's a lot of fun. Takes a lot of time.
Yes.
That's fun.
It is fun. You know, I set up all my Buffalo Soldiers one day, put them all on horses. I had like 7 horses, so I had all the horses out there, all the Buffalo Soldiers, and then I put me a pack mule, you know, at the end, and it was just so much fun to do that. Now I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't take more pictures, because I think I only took 4 pictures. I should have took from all different angles and up and everything. And one day the boys and I, all the grandsons were over here. We set up all 35 tanks that I've got here, and that took us all day long to put the Jeeps out, the motorcycles, the tanks, the half tracks, everything. It was a lot. And one of them said to me, "Do we have to put all this back?"
Tell them that's part of the fun of having toys.
It is fun. It is fun. I love it.
One thing I really enjoy doing when I do these GI Joes is I kind of follow the seasons, especially when Halloween comes up.
Yeah.
So I've got Frankenstein and Dracula and all this other stuff. But I made something out of scrap wood. I was sitting there one day waiting for other stuff to dry. And it was from the medieval times, because I remember seeing your knights and everything, Terry. And it's one of the Pilroys. I don't know if I'll be able to get that in there.
Oh my goodness.
That's cool.
And it'll lift it. The top will come off, and it'll actually fit the GI Joes in there.
Did you cut all that wood?
Yeah, that's just scrap wood.
Oh wow.
Well, you must have a table saw. That's what it is, or something.
I've got everything that has to do with woodworking. That's my wood shop. Yeah, you bet. It's like
so you could build anything. You could build anything out of wood. Then, really?
Oh, sure.
Did you build that? Did you build that just by sight, or did you do any measurements to scale it down or anything like that?
I started by sight. I just laid everything out and then just kind of drew it on a piece of scratch paper and trial and error, just cutting it.
Yeah.
The hardest part was just to put the slats in there, because I've already cut my finger once on the table saw, so I'm a little shy on those. There we go. I'll turn my light back on so I can see. Now I look like a red Indian.
All of us probably have a little bit of Indian in us.
Oh, something like that. Yeah.
What they say. Yeah. Ronald McDonald asked me about a figure that was behind me.
Yeah, I saw that.
This was the other John Wayne I had.
Oh man.
Is that from Searchers? Is that Searchers?
It's not from a specific movie. It's, I just picked what kind of clothes that looked best on him.
That almost looks like the Searchers, doesn't it?
It does. That's the first thing that jumped out at me. It looks like the Searchers.
Yeah, I still need to find a belt for him.
He did the little tribute to the old cowboy.
The old cowboy.
Yeah.
And that's the sideshow John Wayne Green Beret.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
That's who I used.
Well, it's a good one.
Not a bad likeness, but that's what Ronald was asking to see that.
Well, there you go, Ronald. Now you saw it.
Yeah. The only thing you need for that now, Rick, is the Confederate coat that he used to carry around.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Throw that in there. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I posted that. I told this story before, but I posted that figure in a John Wayne group, and they do everything's John Wayne. Not John Wayne toys, though. They trashed that figure. They hated it.
Wow, man.
Yeah. And one guy even wrote, I told you this one, Terry, before. That figure has a black hat on it. And the guy wrote, John Wayne never wore a black hat in any of his movies. And in fact, he wore a black hat in True Grit. And I'm sure in many of other movies. But what a dumb thing to say. Needless to say, I left the group.
Yeah, well, the person who never wore a black hat was the Lone Ranger. That's it. Yeah. That's the only cowboy that didn't, Yeah. Maybe Gene Autry. Gene Autry might have not wore. But when you study all this, Roy Rogers. When Roy Rogers was a young kid, he was in in Hollywood, of course, and he's meeting all these old silent movie cowboys. And one of them told him, not to wear a black hat. So he changed to the white hat too. But there's plenty of pictures and movies of him when he was younger wearing the black hat. And that's just, that's a misnomer. Black hats don't mean you're a bad guy at all. It doesn't have anything to do with it.
I wore a black hat.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That kind of stuff is I have like almost 3,000 people on my Facebook group now. And I have guys come in there posting stupid stuff. I mean, I remove the comments because it's just stupid. You're gonna want to argue about he's not wearing the right German insignia. Come on, people. These are toys. People are having fun. They're not going to the book and saying, okay, is this the exact uniform and the exact insignia? Was this the right unit at this particular? Nobody's doing this. We're having fun. But, there are those people out there that everything's got to be vintage and everything's got to be, exactly right and just fooey on it. We got no time.
All of my Civil War soldiers, the Confederates, I took most of their uniforms off, and I found other clothes, like old stuff from the old GI Joes that were tore up and everything, and that's what I dressed them in.
Right.
Because the pictures I seen of Confederate soldiers, they didn't look real fancy like the Unions.
Right.
Yeah.
No, a lot of them were mishmash and just, probably trying to replace, parts of uniform that were no good anymore.
Right.
Well, in the movie, something about gods and generals? Is that the one it was?
Yeah.
In Gods and Generals, I believe that's it. When Stonewall Jackson comes riding out there in Virginia, and all those troops are out there, those are all National Guards. Every one of those are National Guards. And if you look closely, you will see some of them wearing Revolutionary uniforms. Because that's the way the military was. They passed down what they weren't using anymore to the National Guard. And so all these guys that, were in that particular unit, that their National Guard had Revolutionary uniforms. That's what they had. And at the first battle of Bull Run, they actually shot at each other because some of them were wearing blue uniforms. And they thought, they're the other guys. And so they had to come back and say, no, we got to get a uniform code here, at least have it all the same color so we don't shoot each other.
Yeah.
But, history's fun and toys are fun. And I just don't know why some people get caught up in that. They should have complimented you, Rick, and said that, that looks just like him, or at least it favors him.
No, they were hardcore. They're hardcore right-wing people. They say what they want to say.
Oh, okay.
And they have no mercy. None.
It only takes a few to take the fun out of it.
It sure does. I can't tell you how many people I've deleted off of the group because of all this baloney. I just delete them. I don't care.
That's not what I said wasn't a dig towards right wing. It's when you get that far over either end, it gets into lunacy. You got to kind of have that middle ground. I think that's just me.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard to find groups like this that have a lot of fun and share. If it's constructive criticism, I could take it. And I had a guy do that to one of my dioramas. And I just put on there, thank you.
That's right.
Now I know.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. He didn't get angry enough.
I still might do it my own way because, another thing that is a problem is that sometimes we're limited in resources or we're limited in what we have. And so we use what we have.
And that's what I've done with everything.
Yeah.
Styrofoam comes in handy. I've got a wall. Matter of fact, I've got about 20 photographs right now I haven't shared yet. But it was from, I saw a movie one time about gladiators. And I started to research it. And I thought, I wonder if they had female gladiators. Well,
they did. Yeah, they did. So
I did a diorama on that on the back patio. It must have been 105 degrees out there. Whoa, was it hot?
Well, now you got me looking forward to something with women gladiators. That should be interesting.
Yeah. I've got those photographs. Most of them are in black and white. I tried to make it as period as I could. And I watched the dress and how they were dressed and their armor and everything. But
well, most gladiators were not dressed.
Yeah, I know. I know. And
that's what I was trying to you come pretty close on a few of your cave people there, your cave clan. But hey, it's all in fun. It has nothing to do with the other stuff. It's all in fun. It's just fun.
But we're
having a good time.
And when the Bear Clan gets on the move, they'll be dressed properly this time. I'll let them take them out of their summer wardrobe and put them in a fall wardrobe.
I like your stories. That's what I like the most. I like something that tells me a little bit about the picture. So I like all that stuff that you're doing because it adds that extra thing to it. I stopped putting comments in my pictures because people would, make silly comments back to me. But when I watch or when I look at other people's stuff, I do like to read little stories. When I made Sheena, I don't know if you've seen Sheena. When I made her,
Yep.
I took a lot of heat for that, even from my own family. They thought, she's naked. Well, this is a fantasy world. This is a fantasy world. And, she's a cave person. So, she's not going to be wearing what we're wearing today. And,
well, we all grew up looking at Frank Frazetta posters and pictures. I mean,
Sure. You bet.
yeah, and one of my favorite things from Frank is John Carter and Mars. And
Yeah.
those are amazing. I love John Carter. I wish they had made a figure of John Carter that was affordable. I'm not going to pay no $250. I know there's some people, but I ain't doing it. You got John Carter?
Yeah.
Well, was it worth it, Rick?
No, and I'll tell you why. I've never taken them out of the box because everything is leather, that fake leather that I know if I take it out of the box,
it's going to fall apart,
disintegrate. So he sits in the box. He's kind of neat, but I can't enjoy him,
No.
So
yeah,
I thought about selling him.
Yeah, my Patton's leather jacket fell apart on me last time I had it out. So when he was scolding the sergeant because he didn't have his helmet, I just had the coat thrown over the table, But
yeah.
Well, we got a question here for you, Keith. Let's see if we can get it up here.
Oh, do I build for other people? I never have. I've never built anything for anybody else.
Or we.
No, he's still there.
I'm here.
That's kind of an interesting concept, though, to just maybe build a wall or a corner of a building to maybe sell.
Well,
you could make it so it fits together, so you could ship it better.
Yeah,
I've known many people that do. I've known many people that do. In fact, the thought came to me that after the show, I'm going to talk to you about that pillar.
The pillory.
Yeah,
that's a nice piece.
It is a nice piece.
Yeah,
it
that
is
would
a
sell.
nice yeah, I think it would sell.
But you got to hand make that, right? I mean, there's no patent to that.
He's got to decide if he wants to put the time in, if it's worth it to him, because sometimes, when you do something for yourself for a project, it's fun. But when you start doing it for other people, it starts losing the fun stuff. And then, yeah.
And it seems like every time I make something, it's never just like the first one. It's always a little different.
Right. That's good, though. That's what makes everything unique, makes all your pieces unique. That's good.
Yeah. And in the medieval time, you would have never found one that was the same.
Exactly.
No.
They're all going to be different. Whoever worked on it's going to make it their way.
I was looking at the guillotines also. I thought, hey, that would be fun to make.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. Interesting stuff there.
Yeah.
So what was your first figure? Do you remember back when you first started?
My first figure was a G.I. Joe. And I collected them for a long time. And then I started.
How old were you then?
Oh, let's see. I probably got my first one maybe 11 years old, 12 years old.
Okay.
So I was still pretty young. So, but I got one. And I got that for Christmas, and for the birthday, maybe get another one, maybe not. So I grew up. We didn't have a lot of money, so I was glad to get one G.I. Joe.
Yeah, absolutely.
But finding them now is great. And I tell you what, going to the toy shows and stuff like that and seeing some of these older ones, Wow. It's just like when I found this Francis Curry, the Medal of Honor winner from World War II. I was talking to the lady there, and I says, "What do you want for that?" So she told me. I thought, "I think that's fair." She goes, "You think that's fair?" I said, "Yeah, that's a fair price." And I actually had to take the plastic off of it to open it. It had never been opened. This thing is mint. It is mint. And I thought it was already open. All I wanted was the bazooka, because I couldn't find a bazooka for my Marines.
That's all you wanted, eh? Wow.
All I needed was a bazooka, because the last time I built my Pacific, I had a flamethrower, but I didn't have a bazooka. I thought, man, if I go back 20 years in my shoebox, I had a bazooka then. But yeah, he had one and everything, so it's awesome.
Does the Francis does I think he comes with the Medal of Honor, doesn't he? Does he have it in there? Is it in the box?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I thought so, because see, I don't know if y'all know the story of that, but they made a few of them with the Medals of Honor, and then the Medal of Honor group of people, whoever that association is, contacted Hasbro and said, please don't do that anymore. We don't want a toy being made out of the Medal of Honor. And so they stopped that. Now that's why that figure right there and some of the others are a little bit more high in the asking price, because of that medal. You know, you can find it. You can find somebody like Douglas MacArthur, and it'll have it printed on the side that he won the Medal of Honor, but there's no Medal of Honor in there.
Oh man,
you can't. The government said you can't replicate it,
right?
So they put a stop to it.
Put a stop to it. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's see.
So if you got one, you got something special, man.
I've got Curry. I've got MacArthur, because I've already seen it, and I've got Audie Murphy, and they all have the Medal of Honor.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You got some before they stopped doing it. That's wonderful.
And they haven't been opened, and now that I know that, I'm not going to open them.
Well, I got Teddy Roosevelt too. I really like my Teddy Roosevelt. And
I love Teddy Roosevelt.
He has the Medal of Honor in it too.
Okay. Then I've got him also. I've got Teddy Roosevelt, and I've got him in the tub out here. I was going through everything, seeing. I thought, I'll get all my Medal of Honor letters, and I got quite a few of them.
Yeah, put them all together, take some pictures. That's right.
I'll do that. I don't know if Eisenhower has one or not.
I'm not sure if Eisenhower did. Yeah, I don't think his is in there.
One of the other guys is
Oh,
Mitchell
no, I
Page.
do have Eisenhower, but he doesn't have. He didn't win the Medal of Honor. I don't think he won the medal.
The other one is Mitchell Page.
Yeah,
he was one of the other guys.
Yeah.
Did he come with the medal, you think?
I'm sure he might have, and then I don't know. You know, they stopped it.
Yeah, they might have.
Was Roy Benitez a Medal of Honor winner?
That's a good question too. Maybe somebody out there knows.
That I don't know that one.
Yeah, I thought he was part of that line. I can't remember.
Well, I like that line. I don't necessarily like all the figures in that line, but some of them are absolutely awesome. Like the Francis one is really an amazing figure.
Well, they all have terrific head sculpts. All of them are great.
They surely do. They surely do.
Oh.
I think he's reaching to get something to show us here.
Yeah, Michael Page. He's got his.
Oh, there he is.
There's his medal right up there. Okay, wonderful.
Man, oh man.
Well, if you got the medals in any of them, you got something special, because when they stopped that, I was talking to Greg Arturo about that, and you know, he was there. I think he said he was there during that time when they got the letter and said, you know, don't be making those no more. And that was a unique little piece. That really was a unique little piece. And the other thing that's really interesting about it is that depending on which service you're in, the medal is going to be different. It's going to look different in each one of the services, because they made 3 different medals of honor. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you're right. He says Eisenhower never earned it. I didn't think he did.
Okay. Okay.
But Teddy Roosevelt's son earned the Medal of Honor on D-Day when he was killed on D-Day.
Oh,
He had Teddy Roosevelt who won it, and then his son Teddy Jr.
wow.
Well, if you had to, Keith, what would be your favorite genre of GI Joes?
Gosh, there's so many of them.
Yeah, there are. I
So
can't
many
pick
good ones.
either.
It's
I
so
know you
hard.
like John Wayne, though.
Yeah. Thanks again, Rick.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, I mean, favorite GI Joe's got to be World War II. They're the original soldier. That's what that would be for me.
I'm afraid
As
that's
much
got
as
to
I
be.
love the Adventure Team. There's nothing like the original movable fighting man.
No,
You bet. You bet.
no. It's ingrained in us. It's in our DNA, It's in
Yep.
our DNA.
I think some of my favorite figures, though, are probably the D-Day figures.
Yeah, Ronald is asking what is the highest medal, and he says the Victorian Cross is in the UK. And yeah, the Medal of Honor is our highest medal, Ronald. You can't get any higher than the Medal of Honor. And the Victoria Cross, I think they made a replica of that for GI Joe, but correct me if I'm wrong. But I think they did make a Victorian Cross. But I don't know if it was made out of plastic. I think it might have been made out of metal, or it was just a metal stamped, with the printed Victoria Cross on it. I think that's the one I saw. Saw it with Third Sons.
Yeah,
but
so I wonder if the GI Joe company on Hasbro ever made General Montgomery from Great Britain, their general. I wonder if he was ever a figure.
I don't think
from
so.
Hasbro, not from Hasbro, but I think you can get General Montgomery from one of the other lines, because I have seen Montgomery.
Yeah, I think Dragon must have made all those guys.
Yeah, Dragon would have done it. But I at one Joe Atlanta, I went into the room where they're swapping, and this guy is sitting over there, and he's got a figure in his lap, and I said, "What you got?" And he said, "I got a Rommel, but nobody don't want it." I said, "What do you want for him?" And so he gave me a price that I couldn't resist. So I bought that Rommel right there, and I'm telling you, it was the best Rommel I've ever seen. It came with his, with his staff and all of his medals and everything. And before I could get out of there, somebody offered me 3 times the money.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I told the old guy that was sitting next to me, I said, "Don't you wish you had it back now?" So
did he come with a tan uniform? His Africa Corps uniform?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that was.
I have that one. I bought Rommel because I had one of the Dragon patents, so I had to have Rommel as a counterpart.
Yeah, that's not too shabby. I got 4 of the desert guys. They're gonna look cool out in the. I got to do my garden. They'll look cool out there with the German uniforms and stuff like that. Oh, that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. My favorite figure in that time period is I have one of the Hitler Youth, and the figure itself is amazing because it's got tremendous articulation, but the uniform on that, most of the Hitler Youth were like, their uniforms were like Boy Scout uniforms.
Sure.
They look like what we would have as a Boy Scout, but they're Hitler Youth. And he really looks sharp, and he has his little bugle. I love it. I love it. Well, we're about the time when Rick is going to ask you all the crazy questions. So I'm going to turn the show over to Rick for the crazy question time.
Oh no!
Yeah, our behind the scenes staff has compiled some questions that once you answer them, if you do want to answer them, your innermost self will be shown to our viewers, and they will know everything about you. Are you ready to show your innermost self to our viewers? Yes?
I've been in trouble before.
Remember, they're scientifically designed, so you don't have to really bare your soul, but your soul will be bare once you're done.
Oh my gosh.
You ready?
Ready.
All right. Here's the first question. What's the best sandwich?
Baloney.
Baloney.
Wow. I never thought I'd hear that one. Good.
I'm old school. I'm old school.
Would you like yours regular or fried?
Both
With or
Both?
without mayonnaise?
with mayonnaise.
There we go. And Wonder Bread, right?
Wheat bread.
Wheat bread. Okay, that makes it healthy.
That's healthy.
All right. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
All right. What's your favorite action movie?
Oh, it's got to be war movies, World War II movies.
Yeah.
You have a favorite in that genre?
Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know that supposedly Eisenhower walked out of that movie because it was so inaccurate?
Oh, did someone just tell him it's just a movie?
He was not happy. He left.
I wonder what he didn't like. What did he not like? I mean, I know there
Well,
was a lot of things, but what did he not like?
The movie's just not very accurate to what happened, I guess. You know, that's what they say. I mean,
What if you lived through it?
I enjoy it.
Maybe they gave too much credit to Patton, and he maybe didn't like that.
Oh,
Hey.
jeez.
I think it was when the German tank gets blown up by the 55-gallon drum of gasoline at the end. I think that might have done it. All right. What's the scariest animal?
Snake.
Snakes. Yeah. That's a popular one.
Mm,
Yeah, it is.
All right. Are you a superhero fan?
to an extent.
Superman or Batman?
Superman.
All right. What's your least favorite smell?
Skunk.
It can be pretty powerful. It's a fresh spray is pretty bad.
We've been in the middle of a camping ground like that. Yeah.
Oh. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
To an extent.
To what extent?
When I see it, I'll believe it.
But is there a part of you that thinks it could be a real creature?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. That tells a lot. This one, I hate asking this question because I feel like I always know the answer. But who's your favorite movie star?
Yeah, you probably know the answer to that. It's got to be John Wayne.
There we go. I already knew. I could have told you that. I could have said your favorite movie star is John Wayne, right? All right. What's one thing you own that you should throw away?
One thing that I own that I should throw away. I don't have anything I want to throw away.
You hang on to all of it.
I'm a pack rat, man. I'm a pack rat.
Like when my dad was alive, he'd say, as soon as you throw that away, you're going to need it tomorrow.
You're gonna want it. Exactly. Happens every time.
Every time.
Did
You
y'all see
prefer
that video where the guy says what we need a piece of wood about this big and about this big just to slip under there, and the old man says, "I got that." And he goes outside, digs through everything, and finds it. Finally.
Do you prefer to be a driver or a passenger?
Passenger.
Really? You don't like driving?
Nope.
Not your favorite thing?
No, I don't
Because
either.
I like to look.
Yeah.
I spent 30 years in law enforcement. I spend more time looking at things than driving.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for being in law enforcement. That's very
Yeah.
that's
Thank
awesome. Yeah. I think that's, they always say thank a veteran, which is true. But I think thank law enforcement as well, especially, someone who's put in so much time. Wow.
Absolutely. We sleep better because of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'd be screwed without the
Yeah.
law.
Absolutely.
any-
Anybody that thinks that is wrong.
Right.
Yeah. Um,
You want to defund the police? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
yeah, there would
And
be
hey,
so much trouble.
if you don't like what I just said, you can unsubscribe. I don't care.
Oh, we just got above 50. Come on.
We might just add on to it now.
I just have 2 more questions, and then your soul will be out there. How about a place that you would like to visit that you've never been to?
Hawaii.
It's supposed to be very pretty there. Very pretty.
Yep.
And lastly, have you ever seen a UFO?
Nope.
Very telling. Very telling. And there it is, Keith. Everybody knows about you now. These questions have been scientifically engineered.
Good.
Only me and Terry haven't answered them yet. Thank you very much.
Well, he asked you who your favorite movie star was. Who's your favorite movie starlet?
It's got to be Raquel Welch.
Oh, okay.
I told you I'm going old school.
1 million years BC. I mean, who didn't see that when they were a little kid? Right? Sure, running around in her caveman outfit.
When I was creating Sheena, I looked at all the pictures I could find to try and come as close to that as I could, because that was kind of, where my thoughts were in that action figure. And I only made 6 of them. But I was very proud of that. And I had a girl in Florida that was doing a lot of sewing for me. And she sewed every one of those costumes by hand. She went out and got the fabric and sewed them by hand.
Wow.
And made them for me. And then I had Wes, he made the spears so that she would be able to have, a spear to carry. I could have probably made the spear, but I wanted her to have one that looked. If y'all have ever watched or looked at any of Wes's stuff out there, he makes some really unique stuff.
Wes McHugh?
Yeah.
He makes cool stuff, really cool stuff.
He made my spear. He made the spear for her and the caveman, and then he also made a club for my caveman. I didn't sell any of the caveman, but I did create one just for myself, and I even had a box made for both of them. Randall made the box for Sheena, and the box is amazing. He even has a little story that I created on the side of it. Just amazing.
That's the fun of making the stories up.
It is. I just love that kind of stuff because it takes us back to that fantasy. I don't know if you guys ever used to go to the theater, but I went to the theater when I was a kid. And, I'd watch the serials. And you always had to come back because they're gonna have that cliffhanger, and you have to come back next week to find out what happened. And my first exposure to that was Rocketeer, and he just got me hooked. Someday I'll have me a G.I. Joe with the whole Rocketeer thing. I will get it.
You mean Commander Cody?
Yeah, Commander Cody.
Yeah.
Or Flash Gordon.
Well, back then we called him Rocket Man. Rocket Man.
That's it.
Yeah. Maureen O'Hara, Stacey Armstrong. Maureen O'Hara is amazing.
Yeah, great actress.
Olivia de Havilland was awesome too. I didn't realize that she was also Moses's wife and Herman Munster's wife. I didn't realize she.
Oh, that was Yvonne DiCarlo.
Oh, Yvonne DiCarlo.
Yeah, who was in the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, I got them mixed up. But both of those are amazing actresses. They're just amazing. And we've had some good good years of growing up with good movies, haven't we?
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
One of the
Yeah.
things I think when you were talking about Stalag 13 was, you know, when I did a little research on Mayberry, and I found out that Stalag 13 was on that same back lot, and that they just demolished all of it. That was kind of sad. I said, you know what? Why didn't you guys keep that? Y'all could have run tours. You know how many people would want to visit Mayberry? I mean, and Stalag 13, and go to Gomer Pyle's hut. But they just bulldozed all that stuff down. Somebody wasn't thinking right.
Well, look what they did to King Kong's gate, the giant gate that held King Kong in.
Yeah,
They
that
burned
was
that in Gone with the Wind.
On with the Wind. Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody was thinking ahead.
I'll have to find my photographs of my King Kong arm.
Yeah.
I have King Kong. I bought some Halloween hands, and they were gorilla hands. So I just have my arm, and it's holding one of my female figures.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We got to see that. We got to see that. Man, this has been a good show. We've learned a lot about you. I feel like I know your intimate details now. I want to thank each one of you for coming.
Now you know I'm human.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to go down and have me a bologna sandwich. You guys have a good night. Enjoy yourself. And listen, remember, toys are fun, okay?
All righty.
Until next